Have you recently received feedback from an interview? I'm here with Chris Williams today from our accounting and finance team, who will be sharing some insights on how to respond to feedback. If you're ever in a position where you've been unsuccessful in a job interview, there are many ways you can react to the outcome. Unfortunately, not all companies do provide feedback. If they don't, I would suggest to ask, and you never doesn't hurt to ask. But Chris, is there any ways you can react, and what kind of methods can you take forward with feedback from interviews?
Yeah, definitely. I think the first thing that you should really keep at the forefront of your mind is never take anything personal. And just because you're not right for that particular position doesn't mean you can't do the job. It could be a variety of reasons. Perhaps they met someone with a stronger systems experience. Perhaps they met someone who would just be more suited to the team dynamic, or perhaps it could even be salary expectations were just not aligned to that particular role. So I think the biggest thing to really look at is really deconstruct the interview itself. Was there any points throughout the interview where you feel as if you could have answered a little bit better? Was there any questions that were asked that you were unable to answer? Often I have spoken with candidates where they've got out and they've had a little bit of a mind blank throughout the interview, and realize they actually do know the answer to the question. Um, when going through an agency, I think it's really important that as soon as you step out of the interview to give us a call. That way, everything is still fresh in your mind. And in those instances where perhaps you do know the answers, but just had a mind blank, you could always relay that back to us, and we can pass that feedback on to the client.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, interviews, it's not a natural thing to sit down into a room or virtual, and be, I guess, quizzed on the experience that you have. So no matter how experienced you are with the interview process, that there is always going to be times where you leave and go, oh, I wish I mentioned that. But I think the biggest thing is to really not take the whole entire process too personal. At the end of the day, the client needs to hire the person who's best suited to that particular role. And if unsuccessful, it doesn't mean you can't do the job. It just means perhaps not right for that company at that point in time.
Yeah, well, some great feedback there. Thank you so much, Chris. And for any other interview or CV tips, please feel free to reach out to us on the details below.
Thanks, guys.